live. So rather than go on my regular one, I decided to do one here on my phone. And if people come in, maybe I'll expand it over to the computer. If not, then we'll probably just stick here for a little bit. Get to see me in more high def than you do when I'm at my computer. You poor person, you. Anywho, it's been a night. I have decided there's been like some announcements, and I didn't know if I wanted to do a video about it tonight or I want to do a video tomorrow. But there's been like some announcements with I got an email from Vinegar Syndrome. Hey there, Heroic, welcome, man. I still haven't put up my ranking for the Batman films. I filmed it last week, and I don't know if I'm going to redo it. I'm actually a little bit nervous about putting up my ranking for the Batman films, to be bluntly honest with you guys, because it's a ranking video, and although it's just my personal opinion, it's the internet, and sometimes some people just go a bit nuts with that type of stuff. Hey there, William. To answer your question, I was actually hoping you'd come on, by the way. I definitely think they would watch it, because what you're doing is you're making a video about something that nobody's making a video about. And here's the thing: you may get a lot of views, or you may get a few views, but it's the type of video that I like to call them videos that have legs. Hey there, Vince. Welcome, man. See, a video that's there's topical videos where you make them and it's something that's going on right now, and some people go back to it, or they're in the moment type of videos. You see a lot of those if you see like news videos and Philip Franklin, stuff like that. They're you watch those on the day type thing, and then there's what you're thinking of doing, and on the huge convenience store that all over Texas, I'm making a video on that. That's what you call like a video that has legs, and that comes from journalism. That's where basically you have a story where you're not sure if you'll get the mass attention with it right away, but it's like a rolling stone. But in this case, it can gather. That's not a good example actually, but you know what I mean. It's where it's personal interest, and personal interest gathers over time. So it's something that could end up. I made a video a long time ago, like probably in my first year of doing YouTube, and it was just a little review video. It was like on the Andy Sedaris set that came out, the thin one that came out from Mill Creek like years ago, long before I ever worked with Mill Creek, and I was surprised, like around a couple years afterwards, to see that it had garnered like a few thousand views. And that's because it wasn't just a video that worked when the set came out. It was something that people were interested in checking out, and it ended up becoming one of my most popular videos. So there you go. Anyway, so there has been a Vinegar Syndrome like announcement. You can share to try and win like the $50 coupon. I've shared on different social media because I want to win my coupon, man. This is, if I do end up like not here like next year. Hey there, Mike. Welcome, man. Gotta love those Tim Lucas commentaries. Or if I end up like not being able to participate in November's, then this could be my last time for a while that I can actually physically buy stuff from Vinegar Syndrome during a halfway sale. So that coupon will come in handy. So I'll be making a bunch of videos too. I will be shilling like crazy, guys. I'll be shilling like crazy. I will pimp out my Patreon and my Super Chat, my donation thing, because yeah, it's one of those months. That's me. But again, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So I'm gonna get out the email here because I got it here right now, and I'm gonna read it out basically, and then we're gonna talk about it. And I'm thinking, like, do I want to bring this over to the computer? Do I want to do a long video? because this is on my phone, so this is not going to be a long form video. This is going to be a shorter one. But basically, there's a what looks to be a clue, a picture clue, which I haven't been able to decipher. So if anyone you guys did, let me know. So it's what you've been waiting for: Thriller, Cruel Picture, the 4K special edition of that one, Miami Connection, the 4K of that one, Cloak and Dagger, plus 2 surprise Vinegar Cinema releases, 2 new VSAs, new catalog slipcovers, and box. So remember last year we got the Rudy Ray Moore box. Remember, because we had those Rudy Ray Moore movies. So there was a Rudy Ray Moore God box that came out and put those movies in. So I've been thinking about it, and I've been kind of going back and forth in my head, and I was trying to figure what could be the box. And there's a few different options, but one that stuck out to me, and you guys give me your thoughts on this, is the Ruben Galando Jr. like trilogy, the 3 films that they put out of his. Imagine if they put out a box to go with those, because I don't know you guys, I would be super stoked. I would buy the hell out of a Ruben Galando Jr. box to put my 3 films in. For those that didn't pick up, like Grave Robbers and Don't Panic and Cemetery Terror, they're fantastic films. I recommend all 3 of them. If you don't have them in your collection, there's the sales coming up. All 3 of them will be on sale. Anybody think that that might be the box? Because let me know if you do. Because right now that's my thought on what it could be. Because it is a box. It's not a box set. It's a box. So it's something to put to make into a box set. And I think these are genius ideas, by the way. The Rudy Ray Moore one was a fantastic idea. Whether you had the movies or you wanted to buy the movies with the box, it was a great idea. Can you imagine if it's like Ruben Galando Jr.? That would excite me. So I shall have to read on. Because you guys are so quiet tonight. Nobody, I guess nobody thinks that it could be the box, or they're just, guys just aren't sure. Anywho, before we get to the meat of the Halfway to Black Friday newsletter, point your web browser or app to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram account. Share reply to this posting for a chance to win a $25 gift certificate in the upcoming sale, with one lucky winner receiving an insanely rare grape juice-filled Cycles in Love LP from our friends at Enjoy the Ride Records, which is really cool. But I kind of want the $25 gift certificate. So, guess what we say so far. So, our third Vinegar Cinema Ultra release brings Richard Franklin's Kid in Peril arcade action classic, Cloak and Dagger to 4K UHD and Blu-ray for the first time. This limited edition is loaded, includes a brand new making of documentary featuring interviews with cast and crew, was housed in our gorgeous deluxe VSU magnetic clasp case, and includes a 40-page perfect bound booklet like the other VSUs, so that's actually kind of cool there. The one I'm most excited is the next one, which is Thriller, A Cruel Picture, getting its worldwide UHD debut, fully uncut for the first time on video, loaded with new and exclusive bonus material, including the worldwide home video debut of its original theatrical version, they call her One Eye, on UHD, as well as exclusive to this limited set. This edition is selling very fast. So for those that don't know, Thriller, A Cruel Picture has been like, it's a cult classic hit. It is a bit of the R&R, revenge films, but Christina Lindbergh is one of those actresses that has garnered quite a following over the years. And if you've never seen her before, this is a great way to find out some of the stuff she does. Made in Sweden is also a really good movie. I'd love to see them put that out. But this is going to be, I think, the biggest seller. I think this will sell out. If it doesn't sell out during the sale, it's going to come close to selling out during the sale. They sold a ton of it in pre-orders. Like, there's been a lot of these that have sold during pre-order period. So Thriller, Cruel Picture is definitely one to look into. Then we get the Miami Connection, finally making the jump to UHD, presented in both its theatrical and never on video pre-release Escape from Miami. Plus, we've rounded all the old extras up and added some new ones that are exclusive to this release, so that's actually pretty cool. If you're here and you're watching and you're not speaking, hey there, man. Hey there, Rave. Then be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button if you're not subscribed. We're looking at the Vinegar Syndrome newsletter. This is kind of an off the cuff one. I was going to go over to my computer and do like a whole big video, but honestly, there hasn't been a lot of conversation and talking on this video, or people that have said anything. So it's probably gonna be a short video. I go with the masses. All right. For finally, in tribute to one of our earliest series, we've resurrected the driving collection with the Blu-ray premiere double feature of two early 70s regional favorites, Horror High, which we're pleased to be presenting in its fully uncut version for the first time, and Stanley, which we're offering in a stunning new 2K restoration. For those that are unaware, the driving collection is one of the things that started Vinegar Syndrome. One of the very first things they did on DVD, did the driving collection, and that's initially where they did some of their adult titles as well. Now, the adult titles went out to what would be called the Peakorama collection, and you'd have the driving collections would be double features, and you'd have the UK, awesome. I love the UK, but London is like my favorite of favorite places. I visited there a few years back, and I cannot wait to go back. But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to see them go. Me too. Like I'm guess you got the same one I got, right, Vince? Is it the one with like the kids in the red car with the little like thing on it with a commentary by Joe Bob Briggs, in like kind of in a round circle thing? Is that the one you got? That's the one I got. I think that's the one I got. Hey there, Alan. Unless I'm getting confused with something else. I hope I'm not getting confused with something else, because I might be getting confused with Hell High. I gotta look. Plus, when the sale goes live, our two secret titles. Cover title. Yeah, I think I'm getting confused with something else. You're right. Will be unveiled at last. One is a weirdo slice of only in the 80s trash, which we're pleased to present in its ultimate edition, restored from long lost negative elements, and the other, an ambitious, no budget monster murder pick, which we've painstakingly restored back to near pristine quality from its bruised and battered. Hey there, Kay, welcome, man. Original negative. Hey there, Rich. So, to like, kind of to dive into that a second. So one is like a 80s trash title. I have no idea for this one. You guys know I'm usually able to guess these. This time I wasn't even a Bolus syndrome. I kind of guessed, and I was unfortunately right. And a monster murder pick. So that could be anything. Catalog slipcovers this time around. What have we had? What have we got left? Obviously not Madman, since we did the Madman 4K recently. But there's a few catalog slips I could still see them doing. I am gonna stake in it, like for the catalog box set. I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna stick with my first guess right now, Ruben Glando Jr. as the box set. That would be incredible, actually. You guys are so quiet tonight. This is gonna be such a short video. As you're planning your spending spree, consider signing up to become a halfway subscriber to enjoy these delectable benefits for the rest of the year. Are you not a slip guy? It's okay. I won't buy like something like if it's a nice and it's like different than the outer, it's in the inside artwork. Sometimes, but you know, if I miss it, I'm okay. I am definitely that. Look how old I am, man. That doesn't say that's not fair though, right? Like you say, are you Are you deaf? Yeah, I am. So receive every single VS branded release in their slipcover and box set editions. And yes, we have more sets planned for this year. Hopefully, they're not Rene Cardano Cardano Jr. sets. Uh, but they have more box sets planned for this year and UHDs planned for the second half of the year. I was looking at the Aero Flash show. I was originally going to make a video on my computer, but I came in here to make some tea. I was actually in bed. I was watching Shutter. I was watching the Mortuary Collection. And because I'm doing some Shutter reviews, like for Shutter movie reviews for my Patreon, and then they're going to be on the live channel as well, just a week later. But it's been pretty quiet, so I said, okay, well, if we get enough people in here, then I'll switch over. But if not, then we'll just make a shorter video. We'll see how many likes and people that come in and actually converse with me. So basically, you use your subscriber 50% off SRP coupon. I'm a curator. Don't. There's nothing wrong with like buying stuff that you want to. For me, I want to buy something if I'm not gonna want to watch it. So, right, I'm probably older than you. So for me right now, when I'm looking to buy stuff, Public Ireland. I have not been to Ireland yet. I would love to go there though. When I'm looking to buy stuff, I'm looking usually to say, okay, is this something I want to watch that I'm going to get and I'm going to watch now? Or is this something that I'm going to get and I'm going to watch in a few years if I'm retired, I get some time off, that type of thing. So that's what I look at when I'm looking to buy. It's never usually I got to buy this because it's got a slipcover, or I got to buy this because it's got like those are bonuses. When they happen, that's fantastic. I love that stuff. Look at the stuff I got around here, man. I've got and if I really like a movie, the Arrow sale. We got the Shawscope box set coming from the Arrow sale, but that's the only one. We're still waiting for that to arrive. I'm hoping to get that next week. I'll do an unboxing, and eventually we'll do like reviews on the films. I'm trying to wrangle my better half, or at least my cousin, in for for some of those reviews. So fingers crossed, guys. So yeah, when it comes to me, when I'm looking to buy stuff, it's to buy because I want to watch it or I want to read it. I buy a lot of books now, omnibuses, because I'm at this point right now where if I'm not working in the daytime, because I have a day job, then I'm doing stuff for YouTube, which is my night job, because this, I love doing this. Still this is my side hustle right now. My God, no, man. I not even close. Like there a lot, but the thing is, right? I buy a lot of stuff that I've already seen. So there are things that I get that I want to watch. Like I haven't watched all the Bergman films. And the ones I've watched has been years ago. So I bought the Bergman Criterion box set specifically knowing that when I go to Morocco, I'm gonna just get some time and I'm gonna just dive into that box set. And I've purposely not watched it for that reason. Are you serious? That's never happened before to me. You can't send it to the U. Are they trying to force you to use the U.S.? I really do like Far From Home, actually. Let me go to the Arrow UK site right now. Ever remember anybody here know an Australian actress by the name of Cameron Duncan? She's passed away now. She was she did like soap operas and stuff like that. I agree, Justin. U.S. definitely needs more Jackie Chan. So let's go to the shop now. Or let's go to the FAQs. Because you should be able to buy, no matter where you're at. So I'm just going to hit on one. We'll hit on True Romance. If I miss a message, I'll check it out down here in a second. But because this is what I usually read my messages on when I'm on my phone, but I'm actually checking this here for you guys. So if I go to buy now, it doesn't say anything about being like exclusive to the UK. Because I buy from like Arrow, and UK is the one I normally use. This was my first time actually using the. I gotta get your messages up here, guys, because I'm missing stuff. It's my first time using the US website, and I didn't feel good about it. I always like to buy it directly from the UK. Okay, there we go. Now I got your message up. Now what must I think? No, the US sale does not have as many films. Do I play computer games or video games? I do actually. I don't get as much time to now, but yeah, I got my Xbox is down, so I got to get a new Xbox down the road. Probably Series X. I have a PlayStation 4 in my room, and I have retro consoles from. Well, I got the Retron for the NES, but I also have got Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, PlayStation 2, the Switch, the Wii U, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy DSi, Game Boy 3DS, PSP, and Switch Lite, Atari, and the Genesis. You don't see some films are some people like especially horror fans, right? Will find that a lot of times some of their best experiences watching a movie, especially a horror film, is on VHS. I think it's one. It's initially I think Justin is kind of like one. It was maybe a bit of a rights thing. Two, we're in a feeling out period right now. See, for the last couple years, there's been a lot of horror and a lot of like kind of stuff that initially, and that's not saying anything against it, but like, because Lord knows not, I buy it, that we would have seen in like if there would have been no streaming services, like the type of movies that we get now in Vinegar Syndrome, and I'm more of a geek actually. My better half calls herself a nerd. I call myself a geek. But like I think we wouldn't be getting the films we're getting right now. And we're getting to a point where there's a lot of these like films that are out. A lot of the giallos are out. They're like looking for like other giallos. They're trying to find the film noirs where they can. Companies are starting to cross over in what they're releasing, and it's not just UK and US anymore. It's like by far and large, it's going to be like it's pretty much across the board. Look what happened with the Snaps Vinegar Syndrome thing, right? That was different. I'm definitely old school, man. I'm 51, by the way. Definitely. I definitely recommend a Reach and Free Player. I got a C key. It's pretty old right now, though. We're looking at we're going to get ours from 220 Electronics. That's where most people I know get theirs from. We're probably looking at like a Sony 4K Reach and Free. We got to save up for it, though. So that's the thing for because I watched all my 4Ks on my Xbox One S, and my Xbox One S died. So no more watching all that, right? So I got to get a new 4K player, and at the same time, I need a new region free player too, especially we're going to Morocco, and a lot of the films that I have are not like Morocco's region two. So the same as like if you were in the UK, that is a cool looking set, man. If you're in the UK, like, and you went to Morocco, fantastic, because your films you bought in the UK, they're going to work great. But I got a lot of Screen Factory, and I got like a lot of like companies like Kino and Criterion, and they aren't going to work without a region free player. So a large portion of my collection, definitely, and my Vinegar Cinemas, for instance, are going to be need to be region free. Like for those that are new here, I watch pretty much a little bit of everything. I'm like a big, I'm, I grew up in this, born in the '70s, grew up in the '80s, teen the '80s. So I was there during the whole like VHS like era of films. I was there for the CD era of films, to be bluntly honest with you. So I grew up watching a lot of slashers and horrors and like spaghetti westerns and giallos and film noir because it used to show on my TV a lot. And I loved watching films from other countries. I really really dug that. So a lot of kind of like the French New Wave stuff, the style. That was kind of stuff that I get into when I was younger. And I watched the stuff in the theaters as well, but I would never like go to a store most of the time and rent like the latest release that came out. I'd probably see it in theater. I'd wait a bit because I'd be driving my car. Are we talking about the one with who's in that? See, I may have, I may not have. But yeah, a little bit of pretty much of everything. So that's why I'm kind of excited about these type sales. No, no, I did not. Like I haven't seen many of the new films that are out yet. I just saw the Batman. I just recently saw that one. Really liked it. When did I become a movie fan? Well, see, I lived in a smaller area when I was growing up. I lived with my grandparents, and so movies weren't there were no VHS when I started. So my when I could visit my dad, he would have a lot of these kind of famous monsters of filmland, like magazines. These were like monster magazines. They'd have like pictures from like different monster films, Universal and Hammer, that type of stuff. So that kind of got me fascinated in that. And my we had like one channel, and it was CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. And at night, late night every night, usually from like Monday to Friday, they'd show like the CBC late night movie. And I started staying up when I was around like 5 or 6 because I had insomnia from an early age. And I start and watch the movies, and I watch things like Humorous with Joan Crawford, and around October time came around every year, and I get really excited because they start showing like a whole month of like Universal films, and they'd show a bunch of things like the Hammer films. So, but I couldn't get enough of it like in what was there. Like I just wanted more, and I wanted to know more about the films that were there. So I used to read a lot too. I'm a voracious reader, as you can see from behind there. So I'd go to my library, and this was before like special features and stuff on DVDs. So I would go out and I would like order as many books on films as as I can, and as I could. And so just started reading and reading like books on movies, on Marilyn Monroe, on Hitchcock, and on Truffaut, on and I just kind of engulfed that, and it became sort of like a kind of an obsession with me. So when VHS came around, I was renting everything. My ex stepdad, he was an electrician. So what he would do is he would buy like broken VCRs and broken beta players. Hey there, Dave, welcome, man. And he'd fix them up and he'd sell some and he'd flip some and he'd keep some. So every time I went to visit my mom, because I never didn't live with my mom, I would like rent a ton of movies the entire time I was there. And sometimes it was a really good movie that I really liked because the stereo system was attached to it. I would take like cassette tapes and I would actually like tape the cassette tape so I'd be able to listen to the movies. Your brother's in here with you? I tell your brother's awesome. How do I stay young? Your brother's born in 1968. He was all into movies growing up, watched a bunch in theaters, but now he doesn't watch older movies. I mean, it depends. I mean, it's kind of what you're into. Maybe your brother's into something else. I got friends that are into cars, and people's like, well, through, will change over time, like kind of what they're into. The thing is, I've had like the problem of like over the years being able to relate with sometimes with people like 51 that are my age because I'm into stuff that sometimes maybe people slightly younger than me are into, like people in their 40s, for instance, sometimes in their 30s. Until I play video games, I watch movies, I like books, I like comics, but that's just kind of like the stuff that I like more than anything. I'm kind of an odd, weird geek, so mostly stay to my, like, keep to myself unless I'm here with you guys. But there you go. That's a little backup on story on me. Now they made the announcements today officially. Twilight Time. Oh God, man. Oh, I miss Twilight Time. I know like they're kind of still around like with Screen Archives, but man, I remember the last Twilight Time sale, and we didn't have a bunch on us at the time, so we were like trying to choose, trying to decide what to get. And I remember we picked up Rapid Fire. I know I do want the Peanuts stuff. I used to have some Peanuts books when I was young. I was a really big Peanuts fan. I still am actually. I love like comic strips. My favorite is Doonesbury. I'm not sure if anybody here knows Doonesbury, but it was a cool comic strip. And I used to love reading it. Zonker Harris, man, fire freaking out. But yes, we bought Rapid Fire. We bought like a couple of Jellos, and a friend of the channel actually sent me one that I was really looking for. So I was like super stoked about that. You guys can ask questions if you want to. That's fine. I want to ask her anything too personal. Hey, KB, welcome. What's the word? The word right now is bunch of sales coming out. They read graphic novels, mangas. I do. I don't. I haven't read as much manga recently. I haven't started on Berserk yet. Everybody tells me I got to read Berserk, so eventually I'll definitely read it. The author artist of Berserk, unfortunately, the creator passed away, so I'm not quite sure how that's gonna, if he had the conclusions like done or not. I used to read a lot when I was younger. A lot of Uzumaki. I really like that style. And right now I am reading Filthy Rich by Brian Azzarello, and it's a Vertigo Noir graphic novel. I found that the Vertigo Noir had graphic novels, and that there were noir graphic novels from Vertigo, and I had to pick one up. Right now for this next month, we're going to be looking at a lot of Vinegar Syndrome stuff, a lot of Severance stuff. We're going to look into a lot of the sales. I did kind of go on last night, and we looked at to like the Kino sale. So for those that joined me last night, I want to thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was really different to come on. I don't usually come on Thursday nights, but I was, to be bluntly honest with you. I say bluntly too much. I gotta find another word. To be honest, I was I was a bit like, this week has had me pretty wrecked, to be honest, pretty wrecked. So coming on and talking to you guys yesterday was very therapeutic for me. It was something that I truly needed to do. I needed to talk to a friend. I was watching Philip DeFranco. Did you follow me on Instagram? Do I follow you back? If I don't, like, you can message me, man. I'll follow you back. But I watched Philip DeFranco, and he said, "Hey there, Antoine," and he mentioned like that he's been stressed, and I get that. I appreciate that, Ragman, but never feel bad. I'm okay. Do I think that 38 movies of the comic Blondie will ever get official release? I would like to see it. I mean, I've got some. Remember those old, like, ever watch? Oh, I love Watchers. The first one especially. Watchers based on Dean Koontz. I've seen now three. I don't think there's a fourth one, right? It's only three of them so far. But the first one, second one, Mark Singer is good. But first one, man, because in Watcher, for those that haven't seen Watcher, is there's this dog in Watcher, and he's like super smart, and he breaks free of this from this laboratory. I haven't like to him kind of recently, but I do watch his videos, and we're going to get together and make another video, but he's been super busy, and honestly, so have I. But I hope that we get together to make something in the near future. There's something I'm doing now called "What's Your Favorite Scary Movie," and I'm reaching out to some creators for help with that. So I spoke with a couple. Actually, I spoke with three people right now that I want that are going to help me out and talk about what their favorite scary movie is. So I actually should reach out to him and find out if he's interested. I own Class 1984. It's a fantastic film, and I own Class 1999. And I love Cronenberg, especially the early stuff. Have I done any more film noir reviews? Not recently, because all my movies. I'll show you guys over here. Look, see this? Our movies are boxed up. So anything that I watch right now is either stuff that I've got in that's come in for review purposes, or things that I can watch on streaming services. So I'm using streaming services more than I've ever used them before because all my movies are boxed, which is really difficult. Like there's a few right around here that I still have that I can actually look into. Like if I got like an open like case or right like this week I'm watching like Harlequin with Robert Powell and there's oh god there's a what's the name of it again? It's a really good movie with Heath Ledger. And anyway, I watched it and I got to review that too. I got like a few like little odds and ends, things like this that are still out that I haven't got packed yet. And for those that wonder if I like the old school stuff, there you go. This is a Peter Sellers set. I'm Alright Jack is really good. Do I ever feel overwhelmed? I used to, not anymore. I've learned that you can't let it overwhelm you. I picked up Censor from Vinegar Cinema. I haven't got a chance to watch it because it's packed, but I really want to check it out. The Vinegar Cinema edition of Censor was gorgeous. Yep. Perry King is the teacher in Class 1984. He's the star of it. Now there is oh, Michael J. Fox. Early role for Michael J. Fox was Class 1984 as well. Class of 1999 is a really fun, like kind of. It's got like Pam Grier, and it's a sci-fi film. It's like this sci-fi horror film with where the teachers are now like ex-military robots. I'm not even joking. It's super cool, man. Not the blind movies were made. They made a 1957 TV series. They did, yeah. I don't. I got some on one disc, but it's one of those like companies that doesn't exist anymore. Has some of the Blondie films. I love to get like talk about old school stuff. I don't normally talk about the old school stuff on here because most people just want to hear me talk about horror. That's the truth of the matter. But there were these Andy Hardy films. I used to love the Andy Hardy movies with by Mickey Rooney. So you know the the kind of like brought on Archie. And I'm a huge. I watch Riverdale, by the way, guys. Bloodline 2018 with Sean Williams. I like Sean William Scott. Somebody that I knew actually acted in a movie with Sean William Scott. I haven't got to speak with them in a long time, but I really need to. We live in Vancouver. Lots of movies being made there. So I am eventually, hopefully, guys, going to be moving to Morocco. So for those that don't know that, those that are newer here, so that's why things are boxed up right now. I heard that the guy that plays Styles isn't coming back. So it's going to be different because Styles was a big part of that like TV show. My dad Vince is such a Bowery Boys fan. Like he is such a Bowery Boys fan. I want to like eventually want to get to visit my mom and my dad. I want to get them. I'm going to try and get them both on camera. Not at the same time. They're living separate places. My parents are separate. I've been divorced since I've been 3. We don't know, man. I wish I had like a date. This stuff here is going to get moved before I get moved, I think. So everything here needs to be boxed and crated up. So whether we go in December of this year or March of next year, almost everything's going to be gone before we are gone. So what we've been doing, and that's one of the things, Rag, that's had me like, be bluntly honest with you, man. I did again, done it bluntly honestly. That stressed me is I've been like I've been packing for my parents, grandparents. I don't understand. Well, my kids don't have any kids. So I'm not a grandparent. I'm a parent. Not that I know of. They haven't told me. They both have significant others, but my kids are grown. My grandparents actually my grandfather passed away a few years back around, and my grandmother passed away 2 years ago, and it was a hard just around Christmas time, and miss them both like tremendously. They raised me, so we managed to consolidate some stuff. Okay, so what we did, so I'll show you. Think this will give guys an idea. If you're ever packing and going somewhere, what we did is we bought some of these things. So we got some of these binders here, right? So this binder holds 400 discs in it. So I can buy cases pretty much anywhere. So we're going to take a couple, 2 to 3 boxes of like blank cases, mostly Blu-ray cases, not a lot of DVD cases, cheap as dirt, you can buy them anywhere. And put a lot of the movies in here rather than boxing up full movies. So the movies are in here. We have like file folders for the slip covers and the booklets and posters and all that stuff. Everything's put in there. So the thing is, once you crate this up, it's got to go on a boat. So in order for me to have like movies that I can watch before I, while I'm waiting those 2 months or even after, even if it gets there before me, then I got to unpack everything, get everything done. Then I have these. I'll have a lot of these, and they have films in them. I'm hoping more. Like it may initially, like getting this set up, it's going to take me a couple weeks. So maybe some weeks, maybe 2 3 weeks where I'm not on as much. But the thing is that when I started doing this, like a lot more seriously, when I started my Patreon a couple years ago, and when I started to kind of come on and had different types of, for lack of a better word, programming, different like things that I kind of focused on. One of the things that I wanted to be able to do was once I got to Morocco, and wherever if I travel while I'm there, is to kind of take you guys with me and expand the channel. So I've been like buying things like with every time I get Patreon money, every time I get donations on this channel. So I don't get donations a lot anymore because of the time of year. This is a hard time being a YouTuber. Anybody that's a YouTuber will tell you. Donations, super chats, it's rough for us this time of year. So we have to work 3 times as hard as we normally do. But I'm hoping to. Every bit of money that I can get, I usually go ahead and I buy something that I want to go towards the channel. So in the last little while, I got got a camera, so I'd have a better camera. For making videos, we bought an arm, so I can like shoot overhead when I'm doing like collection or omnibus videos or that type of thing. Scared to death, and I don't think we're gonna get Soul Man. That does not fit in either one. Like Scared to Death, I can see. But unless there's another Soul Man and not one with C. Thomas Howell, I really don't think we're going to get that. Not because I don't think that any company will put it out. It doesn't fit in the within the clues. I'll be right back. So as long as I can keep things going, as long as I can keep the lights on, and my Patreon stuff, my donors, they've kept the lights on, because what I'm doing right here, I'm streaming, and with streaming, I use StreamYard, and StreamYard has a monthly cost. And I'm not sure if that's going to get more expensive when I go to Morocco, because I'm going to try to go all in. I'm trying to do a podcast as well, and I've been working on that, but I don't want to put anything in the podcast until I get to Morocco. Well, not just for that. It just doesn't fit like in the clues that Vinegar Syndrome put out there. But yeah, that was. It's amazing that movie got made like when it did, but in the '80s. To be honest with you, man, I saw that movie in theater, and that was like not the most offensive. That was it's offensive, but it wasn't the most offensive thing in the movie. There was some. It was a different movie, man. But Scared to Death, I think you're right on Scared to Death. I think there's been a lot of guesses, man, on Scared to Death. A lot of people have been thinking Scared to Death. Then the last time when people were guessing Ebola syndrome, and I'm like, oh, please no. Where there was smoke, there was fire, and Ebola syndrome did turn out to be what it is. And Scared to Death is one that people are guessing over and over again. So, yeah, there's a strong possibility that Scared to Death is going to be there. Go use plastic sleeves for slip covers. God no. I'm not that bad. Like if you do, cool. But no, man. I watch my movies. There's this like thing on like on Saturday Night Live about like Star Trek toys, and and they're doing like a Star Trek commercial, and like and you can play all kinds of things with your Star Trek with your new Star Trek toys, right? Or you can keep them in the box. I'm big into music. Actually, yeah. I listen to music a lot. I love all types of music. Hey, Gary, welcome, man. Like all types of music. I listen to everything. Lately, I've been listening to, don't laugh, Olivia Rodrigo's album Sour, and it's so freaking good. I would never have thought, no, never in a million years would I have guessed, hey, that girl that's on that Disney Plus show is gonna like put out this like kick-ass album that gives me like Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill vibes. But she did, and kind of blew my mind. But I listen to like old music, newer music. So that's the thing. Obviously I listen to old music. Look at me, Scared to Death. Yeah, and of course, where's it at? Got this today from Howlin' Wolf Records, which company I got told you guys about. Really good. I actually got to listen to a few tracks tonight. I unboxed it earlier tonight. My like comic sleeves. See, if I was a slipcover person, I would do that type of thing. Now with I bought a couple of like omnibuses from away, and because you can't buy stuff around here, and they came with this. I think it's called Pytech. You see them in libraries, right? The like that stuff you put over like book sleeves. Now, my this here, like this stuff here, I'd probably put sleeves over just for like to stop with the basic wear and tear type of stuff. So, is there anybody here that's are you guys doing both the sales, both Severin and like Vinegar Syndrome? Or are you guys like basically got one sale that you're going with, like one that's your kind of your go-to? Because for me, where things tight, not a lot of bones throw around. Am I the only person who uses that terminology? By the way, is that like really old person terminology? Voyage of the Rock Aliens. I don't think I've ever seen that. Actually, yes, I was going to talk about that, but I'm trying to. How can I do that? Blood for Dracula. Recommend it. Let's open up the Vinegar Syndrome, the Arrow announcements. I did want to talk. I know there were some that were leaked yesterday by a company. I didn't want to talk about them then because I don't like talking about about leaks. I try to respect the companies. I'm East Craig Schaefer fan actually. So let's go to Arrow Video. These are the July releases right here. So what we got here is we got a 4K of Tenebrae. There's actually going to be like a cool looking like box set. I got a lot. I started buying Screen Factory when they first started out, but I didn't. Yeah, but I need to. I'm not caught up with everything. I got. There's also Righteous, The Sacred Spirit, Hell High, Raging Fury, and a new Giallo collection. Yeah, the Tenebrae release is looks to be UK only so far. Now there've been releases like once the UK has been done, the US release comes out later. But this one here is a UK only release right now. So the only two that are UK only are the Tenebrae like releases. Righteous, Sacred Spirit, Raging Fury, Giallo Essentials, and Hell High are United States and Canada, and except for Raging Fury. Raging Fury is U.S. and Britain. They don't have like a Canadian for that one. I love the cover for Raging Fury though. Best Giallo set so far. I don't think I got any of these actually. Hell, I Raging Fury, same thing. So Hell High, love this film. Giallo Essentials this time around. What do we got? Let's just open up in the Arrow UK, and we'll talk about them. It's a pretty sexy cover. So we have Smile Before Death, the film by Silvio Amadeo. Oh, The Killer reserved 9 seats, really? And The Weapon, the Motive of the Hour. I don't have any of these. These are all new. Like the other essential, like these are new, aren't they? Like I don't think these have like separate releases from Arrow. The other two sets were ones that had separate releases before. I know. You think it's Taboo? Yes. I never thought about Taboo. I thought the Ruben Galano Jr. one's Jay. That's what I thought it could be. But you could be right. Actually, Taboo could be it. Either way, that's good. I don't know if I'd be able to buy the Taboo box set. I've watched many Moroccan movies. My favorite one that I've seen is Trances, and I recommend that to everybody. It's on the World Cinema set that was put out by Scorsese. Well, Region B is it's where you get the good stuff at, man. Like collecting now Region Free is really what you need to do. I understand why they didn't know with the first two. The first two, so Gary, you get like one set there. That's really kind of like for people that haven't collected much Giallo at all, and you know the one I'm talking about, right? And then you got the other set, and the other set's like for people that's collected a lot of the more mainstream Giallo, but hasn't collected some of the offshoots. And we get to this third set here, and this third set is okay. This is all new stuff. So we gave you a primer set, we gave you an offshoot set for some different type of Giallo. So now we're gonna go in and give you like all new Giallo, something to like really look into. And I really hope that they keep this lineup that they're going with, because I'm super stoked about it. You guys know I'm a Giallo fan. It's my favorite genre, right up there, slasher. So there's very many similarities in those two genres. And I grew up like reading and watching a lot of like Agatha Christie and stuff. So I read all the Agatha Christie when I was a kid. Actually, was in like probably like a couple productions of Mousetrap too. Probably 4 actually. For those who know, I used to act when I was younger. Not like in films or anything like that. No, I like to like stage work. Um, it's hard, man. I mean, like really, it's for me right now. Like it's you'll see channels on here, and every week they're opening up something. Like they're going and they got like, okay, this is my movies for this week, and they'll get like a ton of movies. And I like, congratulations, I can't do that. So I'm more like some of the people that are on the other side of the screen that's like looking at things and like, okay, I've got to pick and choose what I want. Like I cannot grab everything. And that's one thing that I'm hoping that by me doing that and like doing it with you guys and in front of you guys, that one, people are okay with and it can be, and it gets to the point where like it can get overwhelming. So hopefully you see somebody you like you go see a lot of people on there and every Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, whenever the movies come out, they got a bunch of movies, right? And with my channel, I scrimp and I save and I get movies that I can get, and I hope that to put that across when I'm doing videos, so that people don't feel like, okay, I have to keep up with X, Y, and Z. Like you can do it at your own, at your own rate, and there's nothing wrong with that. No need to keep up the Joneses. Yeah, but you really like, man. That's the thing. If this ever stresses you out, go back. Take some time back. Take some time off and just like go back to it when you're okay. Okay. You know what? I'm not stressed out by this. I like this. Gary, I like the way you think, man. But think of it this way, entertainment. The that when you like you just save up and you get something that you really like, that's way better than like and tastes way sweeter than like say if you could had unlimited money and just go and you just, oh, I'm gonna buy every movie or I can get everything. You can't and I can't, but that's okay because when we get something good, we appreciate it. And that's yeah, that's awesome. It's amazing. I gotta make my Franco mug this weekend for for my merch store. Heather Twisted, welcome, man. Do you know that my grandparents wanted me to become like a nurse? That was that like most of my family are in the nursing profession. So they're like, you should be a nurse. There's not a lot of male nurses, so you'd be in demand. And I don't have the personality for it. That's you got to be a very special person to do that. That is one heck of a job, man. I got such great respect for my aunts, all my aunts, no matter what profession they're in. But I saw like what went on. I was like I couldn't do it. But they did. I went into journalism, so there you go. Not maybe no, it wasn't like the best decision at the time because I didn't really go work in journalism afterwards. But I'll be honest with you, my journalism, utilize my journalism skills every day on this when I'm doing this stuff here. Are you a nurse? Are you a nurse, Regman? We were looking at earlier. See, I never thought about Taboo. No, it just hit me again. Like Taboo is the box set. I thought, oh, I got to figure it out. It's going to be Ruben Galando Jr. That's going to be with this for sure. But like, Jay's got me thinking. Jay, man, you got me thinking. I remind you, I get that a lot. I got that a lot when I was younger too. So the Max Headroom show came on when I was in high school, And I'm a skinny little blonde-haired guy. Well, more blonde hair back then. But I got yeah, I got a lot of Matt Freer comments back in the day, and more so now actually because we both have lesser hair, and every once in a while he grows a beard. So there you go. Yeah, Forgotten Jelly Volume 4. I don't have that one yet either. Arabella is a good movie, actually. I watched that. I hadn't seen it in a long time, so I wanted to watch it before I picked up the box set. And I watched it on Tubi. Hey there, Ice. Welcome, man. And I was like, I need this set. Because I need to get like an upgraded Sister Ursula. I'm a big Sister Ursula fan. I know some people like it. It's super sleazy. It is. But it's got Barbara Magnolfi in it. I'm a really big Barbara Magnolfi fan as well. She's one of the... she's in like in Suspiria. She's kind of the bully girl in Suspiria. She has this like very dark hair, very Italian features, obviously. So $20 an hour. I was playing SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and that's one of the things on there. Is there's like fulfill your fantasy match, and you have like the divas, and they have to dress. You can dress them up as a nurse or or a schoolgirl, or what's the other one? Or a French maid. That obviously that part of wrestling games that ain't gonna happen anymore. But yeah, the fourth volume should be really good. It's a super sleazy one, but again, it's a good one. People underrate Sister Ursula. I think got beautiful. I would love to go where that was shot at. There's beautiful like cinematography in Sister Ursula. I don't think I got that one. Celestine, I don't think I do actually. What company put that one out? I like Gary. I'm a huge Jess Franco fan. That's why you find a Jess Franco T-shirt right now on my merch store, and I'm putting a Jess Franco mug up. I probably should have a Lena Romay one because I bet you that would sell. I'm always like surprised with stuff that sells. The the Cult of Cinema Library stuff did okay. So that with the I know I sold a couple mugs with the Cult of Cinema Library on it, like some T-shirts. Those were kind of cool. There I go, like pimping my stuff out, right? Got to do it. Got to hustle, man. Oh, from Germany. I haven't got any things from Germany. I almost did though. We were coming back from Morocco a few years back, and we stopped over. We had a few stopovers. So on the way back, we had a stopover in Germany. I do not recommend that airport. I can tell you that right now. I like Robert Crumb stuff. Not for everybody. Definitely an underground artist. But I had an almost complete collection of Robert Crumb at one point. But I used to sell like comics and movies. And at the time, I was having my first little one, and I had to go out and sell my comic collection, and that included my Robert Crumbs, my early TMNT stuff, first appearance of like Patsy Walker as Hellcat, and all the stuff like that. But I used to have a lot of them, and I had at the time like as far up as it was Strangers in Paradise too, which I really dug. Anyway, so yeah, we were going through Germany. There was a shop there, a movie shop, and he had some brilliant editions that I wanted to get, but I pretty much maxed out that and the border, like part, like the airport in Germany. It can be kind of rough. Not gonna lie. Maybe it's changed. Maybe it's just the one bad person on a bad day. I think part of it, Ragman, is like some of those releases just aren't out, are available to get here. Some people just collect the media books. They like that. Same way like some people like the slip covers, or some people like steel books. Some people collect media books. because they are gorgeous looking. I can't deny that. There's and for me, and I'm not sure if you know, well, you probably do. So I had this movie with like North Korean writing on it. I couldn't read anything on the back of it, right? So what we did, my cousin took out his phone, so we got the translator on the phone, right? So you can't actually read it because all you got to do is you get out your translator on your phone and you scan it over the words and you just read like that. That's what I do. I don't have any German releases, but that's what I've done for some other stuff that I've had that's been in other languages. Is I'll just put the this translator on my phone, and I'll just scan it over the words and I'll read it that way. So if nobody's done that and wants to try it and see how it works for them, let me know. If you got like a German media book, you don't know, you can't speak German, you can actually download free translators on your phone and you just scan over. I do. Now it's been I liked it years ago. I got it in my collection. It's part of like a war set that I picked up. But yeah, it's a long film. But I was like you, Ragman. Like I couldn't understand why would you buy something if you can't read it? And reading is really important to me to read the booklets. But now that you can just get the translators and just scan it over, it makes it um, it makes me kind of like maybe I should get a couple of the media books that I really want of stuff that I don't have. I would love to get the Warrior one. Imprints are very expensive. As the most people on here know, I've worked with Umbrella. I haven't heard from them in a little bit actually. I got to actually reach out to them. But Imprint has never sent anything my way, and I wish because it would be really great. I love to be able to review some of their stuff. But I'd say if I ever reach out to them and then they're like, okay, I might. But they're too expensive for me to buy right now. Although they're depressing, I gotta go with Fassbender. And also because I think Fassbender didn't he have like wasn't his boyfriend from like Morocco? I'm pretty sure like he had a like there's an actor, Moroccan actor. Uh, but Brian Sauer has a podcast and is much more famous than me, but and is very, by the way, if you guys aren't like watching like Just to This like YouTube channel and listen to Just to This or Pure Cinema, do it because man, one thing I got to say is I was a fan of Brian's before I got to know him. I got to know him through Stephanie Crawford, who found my channel on here and let Brian know that I existed. So, but tell you right now, he- that's a genuine nice guy, and like not everybody is. But I can tell you right now, Brian is such a sweet guy. So if anybody deserves to get something like sent to them, Brian definitely deserves it, man. I never understand when there's some people that get upset, like when like Heath or Brian like get stuff like come from companies, and they say, well, you're getting it for free. Like not really. Like these guys work their like we work our butts off. Um, you know, yes, the movie comes, but then we have to review it. And when we can't just like sit on a film like we on films we buy ourselves. Fantastic, we can. But if it's films that are coming out, there's stuff that there's things that we have to do. There's movies that we can review at certain times. There's times when we just when we hear stuff, we have to keep our mouth shut, even though we want to kind of like, oh my god, this is coming out. We just can't. But it's part of the business aspect of it, and like they work their butts off for that stuff. Like Heath and Brian, like 100%. Like the stuff they get come, uh, that didn't happen overnight. Like they worked really really hard to get to that point to get that stuff. Like there was no lucky breaks. Got to make your own breaks, I guess, right? For those potential YouTubers out there. See, every so often, because I do this, and I do like to help out other people that are kind of starting out and they're thinking about it. I'll drop some what I hope is knowledge in here. I've been doing this for 10 years, but it's also knowing that having the contacts to know like who to reach out to. I'm not good at reaching out to people. Oh, the only Lord of the Extras. I don't have Lord of the Extras either. I don't think. Like, I did look at the Mono Macabro one. I'm not sure if that's still in print though. I don't think I got it. I remember picking up Sinner, which is excellent. I really love Sinner, and How to Seduce a Virgin, which is one of my favorites actually. It's not at all what you think. Like, well, you know it is, but anybody that hasn't seen it, it's not at all what you think it's going to be. It's much darker than that, and it's a pretty good Franco film. See, some people think like a lot of Franco films are all just nudity and sex and stuff like that, and they're not. There's like some with some really actually good stories to them, like things like Via Blanca. Even to like I thought Faceless had a decent story too as well. The early stuff like Dr. Orloff is noirs that he made. So the Jesus Virgin actually has a good storyline to it. So guys, for you guys that are new here, yes, I watch everything. Get some rest, Josephine. Have a great evening. Treat yourself to some nice rest and relaxation. I was doing that earlier on tonight, but I couldn't sleep. So I came back downstairs and I was watching stuff on Shutter. Love, bro. I got to look up this company, man. I don't know this company. I'll check them out. Anywho, this is longer than I planned to be on here. But I want to thank you for joining me tonight. It's been different. It's been a ride, guys. This is my 10th year on here, and I'm trying my damnedest right now to do. I wish I could, man. It's a great movie. You got great taste. I'm trying my damnedest to make as much content and unique content and do mix it up a bit, and hopefully you're enjoying it. For those that are on my Patreon that checked out my video for Superhost, thank you. And for those that checked out the what's your favorite scary movie and the other ones I did recently. Next time you'll be on here, man. I want to thank you guys for that. So for those and for everybody that joined me tonight, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. You make my night. You really do. I'm not being facetious. I truly mean that. To my patrons out there and my donors, you keep the lights on. You keep the channel going. My name is Aaron. There are a lot of movies out there. There are a lot of sales. Thank you for bringing knowledge into it, man. But there's only one of you. So treat yourself nice. Treat others the same way, and it'll come back to you. Karma's a great thing. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining me in the College Cinema. I'm actually kind of emotional tonight. Have a great night, guys. Talk to you soon.